Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Wednesday, September 27th, 2017. In both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, nature realms guardians, and any souls from above who are interested in participating in and are already participating in the various assignments given to the Search for Truth community. Now they're arguing, already given to the Search for Truth community by wiser minds above. They want to say that they are giving us assignments. That's what they're saying. They are giving us assignments. We understand. We do. We do. Here's the thing. We're all spiritual beings having an experience of sentience in some dimension or another.
That's true.
Before these host lives were born, they had a soul plan that they already signed and committed to, and we have been told by hundreds, thousands, perhaps tens of thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of wiser minds above that those soul plans are ironclad, no getting out of them, clang, clang. And the soul plans say manifest the divine plan, in other words, create worlds that work for all categories of sentience within the dimensions that the worlds exist inside of.
That's true.
And to do that, create those worlds that work for all categories of sentience, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do. And that's a big project, and therefore these projects are not available for requisitioning for other assignments.
No, that's true.
They're committed to that work, they're doing that work, and we have perhaps 5 current assignments that are sub-categories, sub-steps, sub-assignments to the overall assignment, one of which is to create deeper, denser dimension worlds that work for all categories of deeper, denser dimension sentience, since, and the data, they're arguing,
Yes, they are.
since the data shows that we are unable to have an impact at the level in which the host lives are experiencing sentience, or in any levels larger than that, and therefore our only chance of shifting the energy enough to have an impact on the overall outcome is by working in the deeper, denser dimensions. Why do you ask? They want to requisition the vehicles.
Yes.
They have come in. These feel very much like Vanavanov presences.
Yes.
And we, like the Vanavanovs, we think that they are top quality souls, but
That's
they do have this flaw of thinking that they are God and there's no God above them.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
all we need to do to prove that that is untrue is to each of us look up, actually look up. Hi, see the waving hands up higher. Hi, hi. See those hands above all of us?
Yeah.
There you go. Quite obviously we aren't God, right? Quite obviously there are hands above us. And you can see the balcony that you came from, so to speak. You can see there's a thread, a light line that comes down from it. That's where you came from. Look at those hands higher than you. They're waving. Hi, 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 hi.
I can see the hands.
Right? Quite obviously, none of us are God. None of us are God. Look up. What now? In order to fulfill our own individual soul plans, each of us for ourselves. What now? Somebody's saying, and this is a valid point, each of us for ourselves and for the worlds around us.
That's a valid point.
Our soul plans are not for our own personal benefit.
No, that's true.
They're saying, what do you mean by that? Surely there are exceptions to that rule.
Yeah, that is what they said.
It's possible there are exceptions to that rule. We have not met any of those exceptions in the roughly 28 years we've been doing this multidimensional work. Every single presence in every single dimension through which we have passed has a soul plan that requires them to be of benefit to others. I would just go with the odds.
That's true.
Why do you ask?
Why do you ask? I feel very conflicted on one hand, they want to say something like, well, I'm fine with being the one exception in all the universe. But on the other hand, they can feel that that makes them look really stupid.
Demented almost.
And
look up. See those higher hands? How about this? Let's just ask those higher hands, all of us. What now? What now? What now? In order to create deeper, denser dimension worlds that work. They have zero interest in that. How about this? This is another one of our core assignments.
Yeah.
What now in order to discover whether or not there is light below? They are very interested in that project, and they say that is why they are here, because they have a mining expedition, quote unquote, today, and I believe they're referring to an upcoming client session.
And I see big drills, mining drills.
Big drills. Often mining is thought of as an exploitative activity.
That's true.
We're not interested in participating in exploitation. Here's another one of the core assignments. What now? In order to break the cycles of selfishness, lying, cheating, stealing, and bullying. And definitely exploitation is bullying, is a subcategory of bullying.
That's true.
What now? In order to stop using bullying in all dimensions. I see them talking to each other, conferring on how to handle this difficult host life, I guess.
Yes. And it's like the gatekeeper is being very difficult.
Very difficult. This bouncer isn't letting me in.
Yes.
The security guard isn't letting me steal the car.
Yes.
What now? In order to stop using bullying in all dimensions. What now? In order to stop using bullying in all dimensions. We can bifurcate all of us who really want to stop using bullying to the search for truth central axis, all others flung away. All of us who really want to stop using bullying to the search for truth central axis, all others flung away. Now let's feel for the life paths of the host lives as well as the authorized souls. The authorized souls being those who are participating in the work of the assignments already given to the Search for Truth community.
That's true.
And draw ourselves to those life paths as if pulling ourselves to a raft.
Mm-hmm.
Climb up, back onto the life path. Hello, my old friends. They look familiar. They're making a reference to the book, Life of Pi.
Yes,
it's as if we have just crawled back into the lifeboat with the tiger named Richard Parker.
That's true.
And maybe there's a hyena, and maybe a chimpanzee or something like that. And there's a little boy. I can see the human boy also.
That's true.
My friends. But now, in order to create deeper, denser dimension worlds that work for all categories of deeper, denser dimension sentience. I see I was asking them, and that was wrong, because what they're saying are things that feel like diversions. I said that wrong. I'm sorry. Let me ask up. Let me ask up to the highest powers we can connect with right now, who really want to create deeper, denser dimension worlds that work for all categories of deeper, denser dimension sentience. What now? In order to create deeper, denser dimension worlds that work for all categories of deeper, denser dimension sentience. There's a big shift in the allocation of resources of the host lives to the point that this body's starting to sweat. There's a lot more energy flow.
That's true.
It's as if all of that evacuation effort had been squished into perhaps 5% of the energy body, and now the allocation is closer to 50-50.
Yes, that's true.
The Vinavanovs can have, and perhaps they have 55%, but the nature realms gets 45%.
That's true.
It's one of those nature realms guardian kings that is speaking right now and is asking the wiser minds above why the Vinavanovs get more than half when they come and go, and when they do things like murder good souls. That astronaut who took off his helmet was a good soul, and he was murdered from above because he was saying inconvenient things such as there is intelligent life in the deeper, denser dimensions.
Yes, that's true.
And he was murdered from above, and we see the Vinavanov voices, vocal cords giving the order
Oh yeah.
to
That's
blow
true.
him away, and they're doing it in cold blood.
That's true.
Why do they get more than half? What is the basis for that? We want to understand. Help us understand. Here's another of the core assignments given to us as a Search for Truth community. What now? In order to update the antiquated laws of karmic attribution, so everyone stands on his or her own merits regardless of size, gender, sexual orientation, or dimension of origin. What now? And we really want to emphasize that or dimension of origin part of that assignment that's given to us by wiser minds above. What is the basis for allocating more than half of the resources to presences who are willing to murder their own employees, if that's what it takes, unquote, to achieve their goals? Murdering employees is bullying, isn't it?
That's true. It's very quiet.
Very quiet. I hear tummies gurgling.
I do, and I feel thinking of what am I going to say to make this problem go away.
Yes, that does seem to be the inquiry. What now? In order to update the antiquated laws of karmic attribution, so everyone stands on his or her own merits, regardless of size, gender, sexual orientation, or dimension of origin. We can bifurcate. All of us who really want to update the antiquated laws of karmic attribution, so everyone stands on his or her own merits regardless of size, gender, sexual orientation, or dimension of origin, to the Search for Truth central axis. All others flung away. Let's ask one more time. Way up high, ask as high up as we can. What now? In order to update the antiquated laws of karmic attribution, so everyone stands on his or her own merits, regardless of size, gender, sexual orientation, or dimension of origin. What now? It looks like that library again, that library that we see in the dreaming world.
That's true.
That is clear inside of it,
Yes.
dusty, very sparsely used, perhaps unused, but outside of it, it looks like a nuclear fallout zone.
That's true.
I hear mice scurrying. They're living here. And
That's true.
somebody's asking what I know about mice. I think probably they're making nests in the books.
Yes, that's true.
What now? In order to evacuate the deeper, denser dimensions. Now let's pump up as many dead as we can. Pump up all dead, and given that we're all dead, that's pretty much all of us. Just pump up from as deep as we can reach, straight through the library, straight on up to aid stations, to presences who actually want to help the dead children of the deeper, denser dimensions.